I know what I'm looking for. It's black and white, period. End of story. If it's a gray area, I'm not fucking touching it. That's what experience, with the real experience, the real knowledge, a real algorithmic perspective on price action. That's what you get. Not 20 fucking trades, hoping they all pay out, over leveraging when you lose, just so you can come back at the end of the day and made $4,000. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. But I'm here for it. Oh, I'm here for it. And I hope you're here for it too. I want you to know that I have some amazing shit to share with you this year. And I promise you, if you show up every day, even if you don't like this part of the stuff, the rants and stuff, you're going to need these. You're going to need them when you feel like you can't grind on. And the days I'm not going to be live streaming, you're going to want to listen to this shit because it'll keep you fired up. It'll make you remember, oh yeah, this stuff does work, but temporarily while I'm learning, I'm going to not know what I should be doing, and I'm going to study and expect certain things in price action. And it's not going to happen. It doesn't mean it doesn't work. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to be profitable in the future. It means that I have to defer those expectations right now while I'm learning. And that, my friends, is the reality check that all of you need to have. So look at your chart right now because I'm about to close it. I timed how it was likely to not go down below the low, and I said, this is where my stop would be protected. I'm not going to let it take my stop. What caused me to think that? Look at your 1 minute candle at 9:45. You see that low? Draw a little line segment from that low to the right. I'm doing it as I tell you, so that way I know I'm doing it right. And then the low at 9:50, draw a little line segment to the right from that one. And now you'll see at the 9:54 low, how many times did it make a new low? 3 times. Okay. So at 9:45, that low was pierced and traded through to the downside on the 9:49 candle. See that? Then it created the short-term low at 9:50. Traded back up to the fair value gap I mapped out for you. And then that low formed at 9:50 was pierced on 9:53. And then at 9:54, I was already giving indications to you. Go back and listen. It's there. Can't edit it. I said, okay, now I'm going to watch and see if that middle of that candle, of what candle? The up candle at 9:51. I said, my eye is watching the middle of that candle. I don't want to see that candle, that midpoint, which is mean threshold. I don't want to see that traded through. If it trades up through that, I'm going to save my stop and hypothetically close it, and it wouldn't get my stop loss. And I don't give a shit if it goes down below and runs out to 830 low. Remember me saying that? You'll hear it in the recording when it's done. I don't post these anywhere. And there's a lot of you out there that are taking them and put them on your YouTube channel, and I don't give a shit. Do what you want with them. But once they're, like, when I'm done, this is being recorded. You can play the recording for, I don't know how long it does last on Twitter, but trust me, people are making archives of these things, and that's fine. I don't care what they do with them, really. But that candle at 9:51, I mentioned that my eye was focused there because we were approaching 10 o'clock. And 10 o'clock, between 9:50 and 10:10, in that 20-minute range, there's a macro that unfolds. Okay, a macro is a short list of instructions that the algorithm will go fire through. And if it's not going to run through the low that we outlined at 8:30, then what is it going to do? It's going to retrace. One of two things, folks. So how do I protect myself if I'm in a hypothetical short position? I've already made a disclosure publicly where my stop would have been. If I see that up close candle midpoint get breached like it does on the 9:55 candle, this is what everything I'm saying, don't just listen to me. You need to be taking this information and annotating it on your chart. Otherwise, it's just a static chart. It shows, oh, I was there, I watched them do that. That's useless. That's fucking waste of time. You got to take what I'm saying to you here, because you're all going to ask me 2 weeks down the road, how do you know when to save your stop loss? How do you know when to collapse the trade and just close it? I'm showing you right here. But you're not going to do the work of annotating your chart, journaling it, and putting it in there, because that requires what? Effort. And some of you are just fucking lazy. And I have students that paid me that are fucking lazy, and they cry and they say, I can't do this and I can't do that. You have to do these things. It takes work. Look how long we've been together this morning. That's time invested watching something that you didn't make money with, except for the people that didn't short it. I got my eye on you. That mean threshold of the middle of that candle at 951, if it pierced that like it does at 955, it's not going to run the stops because we had 3 passes lower, 1, 2, 3. And we're entering that 950 to 1010 time window. So the macro will do what? It'll start spooling price north, reversing it back into a point of imbalance or stops. So there were stops above 936 high. And then our original fair value gap that we were watching as a balanced price range, it returned all the way back up into that. Notice that? So you want to put a notation that there's buy side resting right above the 927 high. Watch that one going forward, and then watch the high of the day. If we run the high of the day, 40.30 and 40.38 and 3/4 is my objective on the upside. As long as we don't run those before the last hour of trading, I'll look for reasons to see if there's a justification for that. I'm not saying there is one now because a lot can change between now and 3 o'clock, but I would look to do that type of trade unless it just completely goes up there or completely collapses. Now notice that that's a scenario. That's not a plan A, plan B. Look, I'm right. I'm giving you ideas about what I would look for the PM session. That's what I prefer to see. And I also told you what would negate that. Okay. I'm not going to draw on a chart, scribble line up to this level and scribble down to that level. Okay. And then wait for that to come back. And then one of those things pan out. And then they say, look at this. But if you look at the chart, it did all kinds of things like a heart attack between that point of where you thought it was going to go or upside on the downside. You would have been stopped out and they didn't execute on anything. So what benefit is that? How can you learn from that? Nobody's learning shit from that. So that's why I don't do that. I execute using the logic that I teach. When I just show a static chart, I have people bitching to me, oh, it's hindsight. And then when I actually trade the chart using the logic I'm teaching, oh, what's the purpose of seeing this over and over and over again? Are you just bragging? You're just beating your cherry pick trades? And, you need to lose that train of thought. Put that shit aside. If you're here to learn, stop all that bullshit and just sit down and take notes and watch and listen to what I'm saying, because everything I'm bloviating about is what the logic is that I'm using to do it. If there's no real logic behind it, it won't work. But you see it working over and over. How many fucking days in a row now has it been? Remember I was supposed to start on February 7th? I've been with you since day one. Day one. Every single week, every single day, and it won't stop. Every day there's a run on liquidity. Every single day. All you have to do is identify that based on time. You'll find your 5 handles there, and you don't need to have your full target reached. Don't listen to these clowns that say you got to have a multiple of 20 or R. You got to have 3 to 1. You don't need to have 3 to 1. You don't. If you know what you're looking for, you can make money with 1-to-1 risk, and you'll get lots of those setups over and over and over again. I can smash these 20R, 100R traders and do it with just 1-to-1 ratios because I can get 50 trades in a day on a 15-second chart and level them using the same thing I taught you in 2022 on YouTube. That model exists on the 15-second chart and the 30-second chart dozens of times in a day. That's what high-frequency algorithms are taking advantage of, those minor little fluctuations, because they're pushing volume through that, big volume, jamming it in, boom, 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 boom. And all I'm doing is looking when those instances are likely to be unfolding. Then I know I'm on side. Their orders are not pushing the price higher and lower. The algorithm's going to go to that price whether there's enough trades behind it or not. And that's what you don't understand. And that's what I get. I've been trading for 50 years. This guy's full of shit. Well, come out here and do it like I just did. Map it out every minute, every fucking minute candle, every single minute candle. You explain why it's going to do what it's going to do. No, you're not going to be able to do that. This is where you start. And at the end of the year, you're going to be seeing evidence with me and in your own phenomenal precision, fucking off the charts precision, shit that repeats over and over and over again. And nothing is stopping you from learning this except for you. That's it. Nothing's stopping you. What's it going to be an impediment? Time. You can watch the shit later on. It's still going to be the same lesson. What's the difference if you watch a recording of me doing it live? You didn't make it there. You couldn't see it because you're running a business. You're going to school. You can't be up. You got to go to work. Okay. Watch the recordings because it's better than market replay on TradingView, which is stilted. It's like you don't see the candles continuously painting. Okay. You can't appreciate the delivery of price the same way. But you'll watch my recording of that and you'll be able to have that same experience just like you were there. And those same videos you'll be able to go back to and re-watch them and study it over and over again. Listen to what I'm saying at the time I'm saying it, what I shouldn't see, what I should see, what you should be feeling right now about why price is doing this or doing that. That is experience, folks. You can't get that from a book. There's no way I'm parroting what I'm hearing somebody else say right now, but you're going to hear everybody else parrot what I'm going to say. I want you to do well. I want you to fucking be so successful and happy you made this decision. I'm doing everything I possibly can except for putting you in the fucking trades, and I'm not going to do that. The apt pupil, spending weeks and months with me throughout this year, you're going to start seeing them without me mentioning it. And when you make money, whose credit is it? Yours. But when you make a mistake and you do something you're not supposed to do, who owns that? You. Some of you are still at that stage right now where you still want it to be able to be my fault if you fail. It's never my fault. It's never my fault. I've never told you to push a button to get into a trade. And I didn't distract you from the study time that you should have put in. So it's on you. I'm making it, it's a tongue twister. It is never been as accessible as it's going to be this year. You don't have to pay me. You don't have to love me. You don't have to congratulate me. And I'm turning the comment section off because I'm tired of seeing the love fest. Okay. It's sickening. It's sickening. I appreciate it. I love it, but I don't want that to have those comment sections open my YouTube videos. Looks like I want that. And it's praise. I don't want it. Don't call me king. Don't call me the GOAT. Don't call me the greatest of all times. None of that shit. I'm Michael. I'm ICT. That's it. The ghost in the machine. I'm what makes this shit move around. And I'm going to prove it to you this year. I'm going to call every single fucking minute candle right in front of you. And I'm going to outline every single thing, why it should do this and why it shouldn't do that. And I'm also going to tell you when my algorithm will not perform like it should because there's other things going on. There's a hand behind this that you won't see. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to peel back that veil and say, this is where they're going to be doing shit that you don't want to be participating in. And that's one of them today. CPI, you can't be in there. You can't. Because if you don't know what you're doing, it's going to wreck you. And it can take a whole, I mean, this was a kind of like a little bit of a muted CPI performance today. Like I was expecting a whole lot more. And it's really kind of boring, actually. It's kind of like what non-farm payroll used to be for us in the 90s. And it moved around a lot. We don't have that much. I mean, last Friday was amazing. That was awesome. Went way beyond what I thought I was going to do. But generally, they're not like that. It's like a little bit of flurry of something, and then it just dissipates. This is not, it's not showing me much at all right now. And I would prefer to close the charts, which is what I'm going to invite you to do the same thing. Close your charts and start looking at it around 2 o'clock, 2:30. And then watch and see what liquidity pools, what short-term high on a 5 and a 15-minute chart, what short-term highs and lows exist in price, looking back to the left between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Okay, look for that. And whichever one of those that you see, start studying which one it gravitates towards. Which liquidity pool is it going to reach for? That happens every single day. Every day. And all you got to do is look for a small little fair value gap to work within. And your eye should jump right to it. And see, what you're thinking is, oh, how do I trust the fair value gap? I can see it, but I'm afraid if I get in there, it's going to keep going against me. That's part of trading. That's why you have to have a stop loss. If I knew for certain that it wasn't going to go below, above a certain high, and there was no way that I could be wrong about it, I wouldn't trade without stop loss. I would full margin every trade with no stop loss. Who the fuck wouldn't do that? But because we can't know that, why? Because there's a hand in this industry that will make a move sometimes when nobody expects it. So you have to protect yourself. They call it the flash crashes. They're not flash crashes. They're all engineered. And people fall victim as the scapegoat is why it happened. That's not how that works, folks. But you'll eat it up and believe it because it's a perfect excuse to, oh, that's why it happened. Okay, business as usual. Let's go along. Just understand that you're not supposed to make money with this. You're not. It was not designed for you to be a participant in it. You are the cattle. You are the sheep that these books and educators that regurgitate the nonsense that comes out of them, they're the Judas goat that you follow right into the slaughterhouse, and you don't even realize it. You never stop to think about the logic that you're learning is the very shit that puts you in that situation. So if you turn it upside down, think about it backwards. Because if that crowd keeps doing the same shit all the time and 90% club loses, doesn't it make sense? I mean, think about it. I wish I would have seen this sooner as a new student and trading and listen to these fucking people I wasted time and money on buying their horse shit. I wish I would have just reversed everything they said and faded everything. I would have been 90% club right away. It's produced for misinformation. And nobody can say that you didn't see this shit unfold like it did. I outlined it. I told you why it should do this, why it shouldn't do this on the smallest time frame that most of you can do on a 1 minute chart. Goldman Sachs alumni are on video. You can still see it on YouTube. If anybody tells you they can time the market and trade with intraday charts, I promise you, they're a con man. Run away from them. Really? Really? That's fucking awesome because you just made me a superstar. By default, you just made me a superstar. All I got to do is keep doing what I'm doing. And you're Goldman Sachs. You're the guys that are supposed to know this shit, but you don't know anything. You know nothing about price. Listen, folks, the professionals that you think are professional and they have all the answers and shit, they don't. It's the people out here that are kicking fucking ass, doing it in the charts, making liars out of all the other bullshit that's out there. That's the mavericks you want to listen to. The people that can get out there and literally roll their sleeves up and say, fuck the bullshit. This is what really goes on. Watch me roll. That's how you determine who's who. I have no problem with someone teaching with a hindsight chart. I've done it for a long, long time. It's beneficial. You need to start somewhere. I have no problem with someone teaching in a demo account. Nope, have no problem with that. Because if the logic is sound, then you'll be able to know if there's sound logic. But the problem is in this culture today, everywhere, globally, you are fucking lazy and you expect everything given to you for free. Like I'm obligated and everybody else that's wanting to teach something is obligated to cater to you. You got to wake up and realize the world isn't like that. You have to roll your sleeves up and do some work. And sometimes it's going to take longer than you want to. And that's okay. That's a good fucking thing. Because when you get through it, you're going to feel, like I did it. I feel good. I got through this shit. Now I know exactly what the hell I'm doing. No one can take that from you. You earned that shit. You didn't purchase it. You fucking earned it. When people join my mentorship, guess what? That didn't obligate me to fucking make you perfect. It meant that you now are a part of a crew that has to work their fucking ass off. And guess what? If you didn't do what you're told to do and you fell, get your ass up off the ground and start working harder. Look around, folks. People are fucking making real money. Okay? Not demo dollars, not market replay horse shit and reporting at the end of the day, this is what I would have made. Fuck that shit. How much are you putting in the bank? How much are you fucking spending? How much did your fucking broker give you this month? That's the language you need to start talking about. Market replay reports, fuck that bullshit. We're past all that. You have to know how to do this, folks. Your bills don't get paid with hindsight, cherry-picked bullshit market replay trades. It doesn't work that way. And you can get encouraged in the beginning. That's fine. But you got to gravitate to what the real shit is. What makes these markets really move? And you can get tricked into thinking you know something that you really don't before you think you know it. There's a whole lot of balancing act that goes along with becoming a trader. And you don't even realize what those things are yet. You have no idea what it feels like to have 10 winning trades in a row. You're going to feel like you figured it all out. I don't need any more study. Shit, I know how to do this. Let me get my live account started. Worst thing you could ever done. I'm glad I lost money on my very first live trade. I'm glad it lost 50% because that woke me the fuck up. Oh shit, this takes me a lot more effort and time. I thought I figured this out. I read through a book, 100 pages. I figured, shit, I got this figured out now. No, I had no idea what I was doing. 1992 was a year of awakening for me. I thought I was up to snuff just by reading one poorly written book. And the worst thing you can do is watch my videos one time and think you're ready, because you're not. You have to put yourself in front of the charts like I forced you and put your nose right in the charts and said, look at this. Look at this right here. This is what you're supposed to be focusing on. Nothing else. Not the previous day's high and low. Not a breaker over here. What's this commitment traders report? I took you right to the heart of the matter right now. And for some of you, it's probably difficult to follow along. And others are like, this is fucking great. This is exactly what I've been waiting for. Yes, that's the crowd I'm preaching to this year, because you've done the work and you're just waiting for that next threshold to breach. Some of you that are brand new, it's still going to be challenging for you. I'm aware of that. And you should be identifying that, preparing yourself for it. Just because I'm going to be in front of you with a live chart does not mean it's all going to be, oh, I figured it out. I know how to do it now. It takes time doing it. And when I'm not doing it, you need to be doing it. And you need to love doing it. It needs to be almost like meditation for you, to sit and observe and watch price paint. Because your brain will identify things that are reoccurring over and over and over again. I don't know if your eye for the fair value gap is your model. I don't know that. You might see breakers as your pattern. You might see optimal trade entries, order blocks. That might be the thing for you. Turtle soup sells, turtle soup longs. Institutional order flow entry drill. I have lots of tools to get me into a move. I'm never going to be short on a way to get into a move. When I know the move's there, I'm getting in it. And to the untrained eye, when you look at my trades, if I show just the little arrows, oh, you're chasing price. Get the fuck out of here. You don't even know what you're talking about. I'm going to get in here and show you every single week examples of what a neophyte would say is chasing price. But you're going to know at the end of the year how that is horseshit. There's 100% measurable risk in that. You'll know why it shouldn't do certain. Like you watch me today. It should not do this. It should not go beyond this. It's like I'm walking this shit on its leash. And you still doubt me. It doesn't matter. It does not matter who believes what you're learning is real or not. All it matters is, does it benefit you? Are you learning? Because if that's all that you focus on right now and you grow in your understanding each day and you're seeing it work, you're seeing proof of it, folks. This is not after the fact horseshit. This stuff happens every day. It's a beautiful opportunity for you to have a laboratory experiment for yourself to observe what price is doing. And you log that. And the best advice I can give you, and investment that you can make in yourself, is to get a screen recording process for you. So even if you're not in the markets live, like if you're at school, or if you're running a business, or you're working, or if anything that prevents you from watching price action in the London session and in the New York session, in the afternoon PM session for equities, then you should record. And honestly, even if you can do it live, watch it. You should record it every day. Just let it run for 2 hours in the morning and let it run for, an hour and a half in the evening, 3 o'clock to, 4:15 or whatever. Record that. Show a 1 and 5 minute chart side by side. It's a small little investment Okay, like $100 and some. I think I use Camtasia from TechSmith.com. TechSmith.com. I use Camtasia as a recording program. I love it. I've used it for a long time when I first started doing videos for folks on Baby Pips years ago, 2012. Um, it's an easy process to record it. You can edit everything and you zoom into certain areas that you think are useful for you and then record that. Do a descriptive title to it so that way you know what you recorded, the date, the time, the market you were doing, and what your focus about that was, and then log that. That's better than a trade journal. That's the best fucking journal. Because in that chart, in that recording, you're going to have your own annotations and you can watch it. You can literally watch it. Upload it to your own personal YouTube channel and watch it right in the living room or your family room or where, if you're on the go, if you're sitting in like my son's having surgery Friday and I have to have something to distract me while I'm waiting for him to come out. Well, this would be something like if you had something uncomfortable, you're waiting into motor vehicles, waiting for some bullshit number to be called because you have to be waited on something. You're waiting for your oil change. You can watch it on your phone and you can hear your own annotations being spoken and watch the price action. So you're not wasting time sitting around watching Netflix and fucking off. You're constantly pouring this into yourself. You're investing in yourself. Don't waste time. Don't waste time. You got 1 year to do all the right things.